Hello, I'm Dane, and this is Dane Explains. Have you ever heard of the problem of evil? It's not just that evil is a problem, it's that God allows evil to happen. To sum it up, if God is all-knowing and all-good and all-powerful, then why does he allow evil things to happen? Well, let me explain why. First off, the problem of evil is a complex one that theologians have written books about, and this is just a short video. In fact, I've done a bunch of videos, each one touching on single different aspects of this. With that being said, let me try to explain it all in a few minutes. The problem of evil, or the idea that an all-good God wouldn't let bad things happen, seems to be one of atheism's strongest arguments. To the atheist, anyway. Because the answer is in the book they don't usually bother reading, and even if they did, it would be hard for them to put two and two together. And that book is the Bible. I mean, what a surprise, right? I once got into a discussion with an atheist who asked me why God didn't make a good universe. To which I said, he did. Heaven. But this one isn't that. Well, that's a nice comeback. It's an oversimplification, because it implies God made the universe with evil in it. And he didn't. The first thing we need to understand is that evil wouldn't be a problem at all if it weren't for the fall of Adam and Eve. Evil things were allowed to enter the world through their sin. This is one of the effects of original sin we have to deal with. So, the problem of evil is caused by original sin. But that's not the whole story, of course. Another important aspect is our free will. Angels and demons, for instance, have a free will as well. But there are limits to it. For instance, angels can't do bad. They can't go against God's will, at least anymore. They were each given a momentary choice, where they were able to choose to obey God or not, thereby either being an angel or becoming a demon. The human race as a whole, via our first parents Adam and Eve, had a similar choice. They could be parents to a race of people with a natural grace to not sin like angels, or a fallen race similar to demons. But with a twist. Of course, we all know what they chose. It would be unfair, however, for us if God just instantly damned us all for their choice. So each one of us who are still alive can choose between heaven and hell. But the knock-on effect is the fallen world we live in and the fallen people we live with. People are allowed to act like angels or demons. God doesn't just let bad things happen to us because our parents were naughty at some point. As I said, only God can write straight with crooked lines. Basically, no matter what evil does happen, God will draw a greater good out of it than otherwise would have happened. Evil being in the world actually gives people who are good greater opportunities to be good. For instance, giving to the needy. If it weren't for the fallen world we're in, then there wouldn't be any needy, and it's arguably a greater good to give to those in need than us just sharing what we have with no impact on ourselves because we live in a perfect world. This also allows us to have a more meaningful, loving relationship with God as well. Angels had one choice, and only 1/3 of them decided to reject God. The numbers probably aren't as rosy for us humans, because unlike angels, we're allowed to sin and do evil before we make our choice to go to heaven or hell. That fact makes our decision to follow God and be good much more meaningful. You can liken this to the relationship between you and your kids, and you and someone you're courting, aka dating. Your kids choosing you makes you happy, but the person you're courting choosing you makes you even happier. So the fact that evil does exist enables us to have relationships with God and each other that are on a level than the relationships the angels have with God or other angels. So, God lets evil exist because an even greater good will come out of it. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please press the like button. Subscribe to my channel and ding the bell to get notified when I post new videos. Also, please support me on Patreon. Link in the description. The more people support me, the more time I can dedicate to making videos like this one. So, until next time, have a great week.